A Retirement Guide. Chapter 1. Retirement Lifestyle. Prepare to retire. We spend less money as we age basically because we've been there, done that. We're not trying to be trendy or cool anymore because we know that nobody gives a damn anyway. Presumably we've already traveled to where we wanted to go and done all the pressing things we've wanted to do with our lives that we felt in our souls to discover our true identities. We've got all the essentials we need already, like tools, clothes, and appliances. We're not as status conscious as we were when we were younger, but there are two variables that make saving for retirement always a necessity unless you're infinitely wealthy. 1. You don't know how long you will live for. Most pensions are not enough. What if you live to over 90 or 100? 2. You never know when an unforeseen crisis will hit. It could be a serious disease, illness, or an accident that leads to disability. Your house could burn down, your car could get stolen, you could get robbed, your son might divorce and lose all hope, you could experience an identity crisis or get a mental illness like depression. You never know about these things. They get more likely as you age. Smart people constantly do the right things to take care of their futures as best as they can. The most basic thing you can do is to save your money. Everywhere I look I see the reports saying that the people in our society are not savers. Contrary to a generation ago when people saved their money, we are now spenders and consumers. Personally, I am a man of sparse needs. I don't buy much, so I don't spend much. I advise you to do the same. Don't spend money on useless things. Save it for your future years because you don't know what they will bring and you want a buffer of security to be ready for them. I can't say it any clearer than this. I have gone through one tough period in my life where I could have been homeless. After that, I resolved that I would never again be close to that position, which is why I have armor-plated my life since then for economic security. Most people live in some delusion that the future will take care of itself somehow. Our capitalist society promotes this with all the cool, easy-breezy images on TV, and we go along, feeling secure until something happens, like we lose our jobs, we get sick, get into an accident, go bankrupt, get a divorce, get old and feeble, etc. Then we know reality for the first time. Our comfort level has been pulled out from underneath us. We are in the cold with an uncertain future. If you have never experienced this before, you don't want to, and if you ever have, welcome to the club of people who know what's real in life and what's frivolous crap, which is all that stuff they're trying to brainwash you with on TV instead of focusing on your life and doing something with it, including preparing for the golden years. Don't buy useless, trendy crap you don't need. For most of us, there will come a day when we will need more money for something. Why not insulate yourself now by saving all you can, buying a rental property or two, or investing it wisely? Don't be greedy with your investing. Be conservative. I've seen several of my buddies with good professional jobs go bust for one reason or another. It can happen to anyone. One guy was an architect, but in this day and age of cookie-cutter plans, I guess they don't need them much anymore. He got canned, got depressed, eventually had to find another profession because he couldn't find a job. If you don't plan your long-term future, you'll end up like all those pathetic people living in government-assisted senior homes where you get a little room and you're stuck with a roommate. That's your final destiny if you don't take action now. In Canada, the government puts derelict seniors in retirement homes. I don't think the United States government does this, so you could end up a senior homeless person in the land of the free. Simplify your life. Don't live within your means or beyond them. Live below your means. Keep your life and money organized. Know what you're worth. Know where your paperwork is. Know what bills you pay month by month. Decide on where you want to live and the type of home or apartment you want. Adapt your house now with assistive technology devices, some of which I talk about in my medical book. Try to keep good relationships with your children. Learn about the following things you might have to deal with. Power of attorney, giving someone else control of your financial affairs. Living will, let someone else make your medical decisions for you if you get incapacitated. Caregiving, there may come a day when you will need someone to get you out of bed, feed you, etc. Local senior, medical, and health services. Local nursing homes, in case you ever have to go to one. Don't own anything extravagant. A basic life in North America is still eons more superior to most other people on the planet. Get your happiness out of your own sense of inspiration, hedonism, and love rather than what you own. Consider part-time work or a home business either now as extra income to save or later as you get away from full-time work. A lot of people are bullish on buying all kinds of insurance in case something happens, but I'm not big on insurance. I think it's an overrated capitalist invention. I've read some criticism about the 401k, because they say you're not in control of your money, the company is. The critics suggest that you get an IRA instead or save your money on your own. Become your own financial advisor by studying this book. Don't trust anyone else with your money. When you get really old, don't give anyone control of your money but a family member. If you have children, when they leave the house, consider buying a smaller house. Start giving your money and stuff away to your kids now. Get professional advice or learn about the tax consequences of taking money out of your particular retirement savings plans. It can be quite daunting. Just take a little out every year to avoid high income taxes. There are some exemptions where you can withdraw the money from your retirement savings plans early without penalty, like education, first-time home buyer or disability. This could be a way to get your money without being taxed on it. Think of yourself old and sick. Think of all possible scenarios of your life. Make a tentative plan now. Write it out and keep it as a reminder. Make up a simple will. Get as much paperwork as possible done now. You will die. Make your funeral preparations in advance. Take care of your health. It's all you really own. Your memory might slip. You might even get Alzheimer's. Stay basic. The psychology of retirement. The biggest problem in retirement is loss of identity. Most people have no identity away from work. What do you do to keep from degenerating into a depressed couch potato? Everybody ages, which brings with it a loss of youthful looks and a deterioration of the body. Some of the effects of this are psychological. You're not the young, strong, and free beauty anymore. Some of it is physical. The body fades and could get very sick. Passion is a greater payoff than a paycheck. It's not just about the money. By the time you hit 55 or so, you have acquired most of the material things you will ever need to maintain your household. You don't need to buy much more. With a pension, you're basically taken care of, but life is more than just the money. Everybody seems to dream of early retirement, but in truth, a lot of people are not good with a lot of free time. They need structure. Their job gives them a sense of identity, companionship, and purpose. Most people don't have high standards for living by their true identities, they hate to do things by themselves anyway. Why am I saying all this? Because I want you to think twice about early retirement, or at least have a plan of what you will do that keeps you inspired about your life after you retire. Retirement has been judged as the toughest transition period in life. Many people deteriorate rapidly or die because they can't handle the loss of the job which was their major source of identity. The free time is too empty. They die spiritually. They start to hate the bored couch potatoes they are becoming. Most people don't really want to retire. They still want to do job and business stuff, but they want to do it at their own leisure, more in control than in the pressure of a full-time job. Retirement is a failed concept because if you truly love what you do, it's your source of lifeblood/inspiration. You would never stop doing it because it would signify a spiritual death within you. Find what you love to do, then your work becomes your play. In the old days, the general consensus was that retirement was a short bridge to the grave. They didn't live as long as they do now. Most people died shortly after retirement, but nowadays, a lot of people easily have 20 or more years left after they retire. It's insane if you think you will do nothing but take it easy, because the fact is that hard, creative, intellectual, physical, inspired effort is what gives people their joie de vivre, nothing else can do this for the long term. If you don't do any of this stuff, you're living a mundane life. My advice is to analyze yourself as a human being. Maybe you don't want to work full-time, but unless you're a free spirit, you will feel lost with all that unstructured time. It could set you on a road of spiritual death. Either work part-time, start a business, or do something that really inspires you. If you have a skill, go to a recruiter and see if he can set up an interesting full-time or part-time gig for you as a consultant or something in short-term contracts. Religious books go from number 200 to number 299. The cool ones are at number 133, number 291-292, and number 299. Why work if you don't need the money? I thought up 5 reasons why people work even if they don't need the money. Most people are not an artist bohemian type, perfectly happy doing my own thing. I got enough inspiration to last a lifetime, but most people don't, so they go back to work after a short break because it gives you a sense of achievement and self-respect. It keeps you inspired about your life. It gives you a social network, social connections. It keeps you from getting bored and doing self-destructive things like drinking. It prevents depression. Early retirement is boredom and social isolation for many people. All these people that make the big score and get lots of money at a young age find that early retirement leaves them lost souls. They get depressed because they don't know what to do and have no friends around. That's why you see multimillionaires and billionaires continue to work. It makes them fully engaged in the process of life. Retirement information. Seniors are typically ignored or treated as second-class citizens. You have the right to live your life as you see fit and to not be discriminated in any sector of life, ranging from the workplace to what you want to do in your leisure time. You have the right to live freely without relatives or outside entities trying to make your decisions and dictate how you should live. These are the least of your rights as a human being, not any less than anyone else just because you're older than them. If anything, you should be respected as having the wisdom of life's experience, but such is not the case these days. Seniors are often relegated to pasture status as secondary citizens. Your best bet is to ignore the stigma and simply live your life to the best of your ability. Today, the average duration of human life in the United States is about 70 years for women and a little less for men. Conservative experts believe that man is really built to last about 100 years and that medical advances and more healthful living habits could bring this about within a generation or two. What good is it to add years to life if we do not also add life to years? Unless people learn to enjoy life and grow old gracefully, the extra years may be an additional burden. During middle age, people are likely to put on weight because there is a general slowdown in the oxidation rate of the aging body tissue. Also, we tend to do less strenuous work with no reduction in the amount of food consumed. In the 50s, there is likely to be some loss of hearing. Usually the high-pitched tones go first, so words with the sounds of F, S, and TH are confused. A hearing aid may be needed in some cases. Aging is generally accompanied by a loss in physical and mental flexibility. This is noticed in a tendency to become stiff in the joints, in slower comeback after a strenuous trip, excessive nightlife or hard work, in slower healing of wounds, sore muscles, and sprains, in slower recovery after an illness, and in greater difficulty to adjust to new people, new places, and new ideas. Men will notice loss of muscular strength. There will be increased unsteadiness and delicate muscle movements will be more clumsy, and the stride in waking will become shorter. The conclusion now is that the performance and ability of the elderly has long been underestimated and can be greatly improved by a proper diet, sleep and exercise along with rest and relaxation. Many elderly people tend to lose their joy and will to live. Chronic worriers may mope around and withdraw. Laughter is one of the best medicines for the elderly. You can always keep your sense of humor tuned up by surrounding yourself with pleasant and interesting people. Just act your age and don't be afraid to laugh at yourself even when no one else is around. Do something physical every day. The joints must be used, or quite simply they will tighten with age, creating that stooped, worn-out appearance we so often associate with getting old. Keep yourself flexible and fit on an exercise program consistent with your ability. Many people have bought into the tragic state of affairs where life is based on material wealth and end up working their butts off to pay for it, never able to slow down and really enjoy it. Then they get to near retirement and they're all stressed out, their bodies are a mess and they have no perspective of who they are as individuals. It's kinda like a guy I knew who was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 52 after a life of hard work which yielded him a big mansion in the hills of Utah. He sat in his big house which was more than 3 families could comfortably live in and finally realized the truth of it all, that he could have had a lot more fun working a lot less and would have been happier with a small 3-bedroom house, messing around in a little garden out back. The moral of the story is to have one foot on the ground but don't lose perspective of what's really important. Start putting money away early so that it compounds and builds up in the bank. The first rule of life is not to lose perspective of who you really are as a person. Get rid of some of the material edge, live a simpler life, get some exercise, and if you don't pray, consider reading some spiritual books. It's never too late for anything. Whatever you do, stay healthy. Many millionaires live miserable lives because they're prisoners of the decrepit bodies that they've neglected. Life is healthier in the country, so consider moving there if you can afford it. Get into that mind/body thing a little. Think good positive thoughts. Be up on life, make friends, especially young friends. Your immune system is a combination of mind, body, and soul, so get it all together and live longer. Learn a little about nutrition, number 611-613, 641 at the library, eat some health foods and take a vitamin pill or 2. Eat less red meat, more natural foods and less processed foods. You must change some of your attitude about modern medicine. It's good to a point to help with major illness, but it's based on money, surgery, and pills. Hospitals are negative places. Doctors overdiagnose illnesses and overprescribe pills, so be critical, do your own preventive maintenance and don't take anything your doctor says as gospel. Stay calm, live a healthy life and learn a little about your own body. Refer to the Holistic Health Lifestyle and get some information about it, number 615.5 at the library. The experts say stay close to loved ones, but this is your last chance, so if you feel like selling the house and going for it, do it. It's your life. God wants you to do what you were meant to do. Don't stay in that dingy northern climate out of guilt to be close to your children. They're grown up. They can take care of themselves. Many people have mixed feelings about retirement. It's like a switch is shut off after a lifetime where you defined yourself through your work. Your old identity is gone, you have to redefine yourself. Whatever happens, stay active. Find something you like and do it. Hopefully you've educated yourself about money and saved some money for retirement, like IRAs, 401(k)s, and all that good stuff. A big problem in retirement is that the husband and wife spend more time together, hence, fights and trouble spots. Find something to do to get out of the house. The husband may grieve his loss of the job, so the wife should respect that and talk about future goals together. The man should offer to do some housework around the house. Some options are: go back to school, outdoor activities, hit the road in your RV, take up a handiwork hobby, gardening, get a job, become an activist, get a pet, volunteer to help others, get involved with the church/local club, start drinking and having real fun, find a young lover, travel. If you're going back to school, check with the State Office of Aging for colleges that offer free or near free courses for seniors. The most common frauds on seniors are medical cures, home improvement, phony government officials or the bank examiner giving you phony instructions, telemarketers who get your credit card number and run up high bills on it, phony insurance, phony charities, travel scams, investment scams, nursing home scams, car sales, funeral plans. If you feel someone is scamming you, call either the police, the Better Business Bureau (BBB.org) or your local consumer protection agency. One particular scam is fake organizations that are sending seniors letters saying that the social security system is almost bankrupt, acting like a seniors advocacy organization and asking for money. Get knowledgeable about your health and medical plan. Get a pet like a cat or a dog. If you absolutely need to work during the golden years, don't be embarrassed, simply do your job to the best of your ability. You may choose to work even though you don't have to financially because it keeps you in contact with people and gives you a real reason to get out of bed in the morning. Be ready for the empty nest syndrome, that is the children leaving home and, all of a sudden, you find yourself alone in a big house. You should find something to do. This is really your last chance. Do what you gotta do. Chuck the old stereotypes of the fuddy, duddy old man and the gray-haired, little old lady sitting at home reading a book. If you got something on your mind, go for it. Retirement means free time at last. Do what you want. You could get a satellite dish and just watch TV. You wouldn't be the first. Your best bet though is to be active. Do something, anything, whatever, do it. Don't shrink from life and retreat into your own little fantasy world. Life is spirit and contact. Get out there and be with people. Consider helping, volunteering somewhere like at your church or at the hospital. Consider joining a senior or any social club/organization. If you're a cultural buff, consider contacting your state cultural office/arts council and ask about programs/grants or simply if there are senior discounts for cultural activities like the symphony orchestra, theater, etc. Books about the process of retirement are at number 646.79 or HQ1062 and QC981 at the library. General retirement books are at number 306.38 or HQ1063 at the library. General retirement websites: 2young2retire.com, aa2.com, aarp.org, American Association of Retired Persons, activeretirement.com, activeretirementplaces.com, adventurepicks.com/retireme.htm, advocacycenterelderly.org, retirementlifetoday.com, retirementdirectory.com, osas.com/rwpfs, retirement software, agaafreason.com, aoa.gov, Administration on Aging, ascc.org, aspenpub.com, 800-638-8437, assistedlivingguide.com, boomerstv.com, bottomlinesecrets.com, 800-288-1051, brentmark.com, software, buyerzone.com, compare 401k plan providers, cch.com, cdrgrp.com, centura.com, cnn.com/lifeafterwork, coastalliving.com, consumer-research-guide.com, good advice, directadvice.com, elderlivingsource.com, topretirements.com, farad.ie, national network of local and community-based voluntary groups involving older people in Ireland, goreactiveretirement.com, labour-travail.hrdc.gc.ca/worklife, eliamberg.com, software, malnickassociates.com, money.com/bestretirement, money.com/money/departments/retirement/bpretire, morningstar.com, myfuncards.com, fun retirement cards, pionline.com, rsna.org, rehabilitation engineering, retire-4-life.com, retired.com, retiredamericans.org, Alliance for Retired Americans, retired.com, retiredbrains.com, retireearlylifestyle.com, retirehomesmart.com, real estate, retirementgiftshop.com, retirementknowledgecenter.com, retirementlifetoday.com, retirementliving.com, retirement-matters.co.uk retirementready.net retirementlivingnews.com, National Active Retirement Association retirementplacesreport.com seniorcitizenretirement.net retire2enjoy.com retirementready.net retirementresorts.com retirementsource.com retirenet.com retirenet.com retireresource.com revolutionizerretirement.com gotoretirement.com retireware.com retireweb.com riaahmed.com/ria journals timeouunkin.com tuiaungtoretire.com torrid-tech.com yourretirement.org, retirement party planning and more. Retirement resources. Books about retirement planning are at number 332.02401, number 646.79 or HD 7105, HG 179, and HQ 1062-63 at the library. American Association of Retired Persons. 601 E. St. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20049. 800-424-3410. AARP.org. Many booklets. American Savings Education Council. 600. 2121 K. St. N.W. Washington, D.C. 20037-1896. ASCC.org. Free brochures. Consumer Information Center. Pueblo, Colorado 81009. 888-8 Pueblo. Pueblo.gsa.gov. Free booklets, 4432, A Married Couple's Guide to Understanding Your Benefit Choices at Retirement from a Defined Benefit Plan and number 4442, A.